Breaks my heart.
Do you think those kids are in the woods?
From everything I've seen, yes.
To be clear, we don't have evidence to suggest that an abduction took place at this time.
Is it something you're still investigating, whether or not they could have been abducted?
So we're exploring all investigative avenues.
If you truly wish to see Lily and Jack found alive and safe, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. These kids desperately need your prayers right now, and spreading awareness is one powerful way to help. It's been over 2 months since 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan disappeared. Yet the longer the case drags on, the clearer it becomes. This isn't just a case of 2 children lost in the woods. It's a mystery soaked in confusion, silence, and decisions that don't quite add up. Despite the RCMP's efforts, the story surrounding the disappearance continues to unravel in disturbing ways. This is not merely a search and rescue story. It's becoming a haunting look at investigative uncertainty, institutional oversight, and community outcry. The initial reporting surrounding the children's disappearance painted a picture of 2 kids vanishing near a forested road in Lantsdowne, Nova Scotia. But now, weeks later, newly surfaced inconsistencies suggest the truth may be far more complex and far more troubling than initially feared. In this video, we examine the most unsettling details that have emerged, pointing toward deeper flaws and systemic gaps in the investigation.
Malaya dressed the kids and took them to the roadside and put them in a vehicle. I'm about 80% sure I know who was driving the vehicle, I know who was in the vehicle, and before they realized what happened, things blew up so quick.
Unexplained timeline gaps. The official timeline from authorities says the children were reported missing on the morning of May 2nd. However, surveillance footage revealed something jarring. Lily and Jack were last seen alive on the afternoon of May 1st. That simple revelation cracks open a 48-hour void with no independent confirmation of their whereabouts. No neighbor saw them. No friend interacted with them. The public record is silent. These lost hours are critical. What happened between April 30th and May 2nd? Why did no one outside the immediate family see the children during that period? The more you think about it, the more unsettling it becomes. It's not just the gap itself that's troubling. It's what that gap might contain. Did something happen on April 30th that set the stage for their disappearance? Or was this an orchestrated timeline meant to confuse investigators? Footprints that lead nowhere. Adding to the mystery, only 2 bootprints were discovered outside the family's trailer. They were near the back door. Just 2. Beyond that, there was nothing. No trampled foliage, no broken twigs, no small signs that would point to 2 small children wandering into the woods. Searchers used drones, helicopters, K9 units, and even forensic casting to analyze the prints. Still, they were inconclusive. And after that, the trail went cold. If the children walked into the forest, why didn't they leave more evidence? If someone took them, how was it done so cleanly, without leaving a single clue? Every possibility opens more disturbing questions. The bootprints, rather than bringing clarity, have only added layers of confusion. Experts in search and rescue operations suggest that even children leave a trail. Disturbed soil, displaced grass, scent paths detectable by dogs. So why, then, was this area so eerily clean? Major Crimes Unit called in early. Perhaps the most glaring indication of internal suspicion is how quickly the case was escalated. The Major Crimes Unit, Nova Scotia's elite investigative team, took over within 24 hours. For missing children, this is rare. Normally, investigators wait for evidence of foul play. But in this case, they didn't. This decision suggests that from the beginning, authorities believed something more sinister had occurred. They didn't treat this like a search and rescue. They treated it like a crime scene. If experienced detectives sensed early on that this wasn't a simple disappearance, what led them to that conclusion so fast? Was it the parents' demeanor, the lack of physical evidence, or something not yet disclosed to the public?
I know the truth. I didn't kill Lilly and Jack.
It's been 6 weeks now since you've seen Lilly and Jack. I just want to ask, how are you holding up?
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody basically in the world at this point is always wanted to know like what happened. It's been from sadness to anger at this point. And I know the RCMP and major crimes are working around the clock trying to piece everything together, and I'm grateful for that. But it always leaves the question, 6 weeks has gone by, and we know at this point they're not in the woods, and where are they?
Did you feel in the beginning that they suspected you?
Of course. The stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning.
You felt that from the beginning?
Yeah.
But you don't feel that now?
No, I don't feel that at all. I asked for the lie detector exam, the polygraph exam. I gave them my phone. I told them do drug tests because there's a lot of rumors online about a drug party. Mm-hmm. I know the person that said those rumors, and it was just to take the heat off themselves.
Was there any kind of party?
No.
Was there any kind of gathering that someone might have thought was a party?
No.
First polygraph question. Did you kill them? 3 weeks into the investigation, stepfather Daniel Martel volunteered for a lie detector test. But rather than start with general questions, officers opened with a shocking one. Did you kill Lilly and Jack? Why start there? The nature of that question implies police weren't just considering possibilities. They had a working theory, and that theory involved homicide, not misadventure, not abduction, murder. It tells us that law enforcement didn't buy the narrative they were being told. They suspected deeper truths hidden beneath the surface, and perhaps behind closed doors. Why no Amber Alert? Canada has clear criteria for launching an Amber Alert. There must be confirmed abduction and specific suspect or vehicle information. In this case, authorities issued only a vulnerable person alert. This move stirred outrage from the Mi'kmaq community, who questioned whether race played a role. Would 2 white children from Halifax have triggered a more immediate, high-profile response? Activists say yes, and the silence around the criteria only fueled more frustration. For many, the lack of an Amber Alert signaled something deeper. Institutional neglect and a missed opportunity to galvanize nationwide attention when it was needed most. The search area and the video gap. RCMP later requested dashcam, doorbell, and surveillance footage spanning 4 days, April 28 to May 2nd, an area of over 8 kilometers. This was not a targeted investigation. This was a fishing expedition, a desperate hunt for any visual trace of where the children had gone. The massive scope of this request proves one thing. Police have no clear timeline. They don't know when the children disappeared, and they don't know how. With each passing day, the search grew broader and more speculative, reflecting the growing uncertainty behind closed doors. Hundreds of tips. No resolution. Over 500 tips have poured in, according to some sources. Locals claim to have seen the children on nearby roads. Others believe they've been taken out of province. One even alleged border crossing. Each tip sparked hope and chaos, but none of them led anywhere. RCMP chased down everyone, but the signal was lost in the noise. Wild rumors began to dominate the narrative. Truth and speculation blurred into one. The investigation started to resemble a whirlpool, with every piece of new information pulling it further from solid ground. Ground search scaled back too soon. Despite deploying over 160 volunteers and combing through 5.5 square kilometers of rugged wilderness, RCMP scaled back the official ground search after just 5 days. No backpack, no toy, no strand of hair. Critics argue the retreat came too quickly. Could new technology have helped? Could earlier GPS triangulation or heat mapping drones have found something others missed? The lack of answers leaves behind only what-ifs. And those what-ifs are now piling up like shadows. Witness silence. What aren't we hearing? What about gas station clerks? Delivery drivers? Park rangers? So far, the only voices included in the timeline belong to family. No neutral. Outside witnesses step forward. And the RCMP hasn't said if they've interviewed any. Why the silence? Were potential witnesses never asked? Or are their answers being withheld? In either case, the absence of third-party verification is deeply unsettling. It leaves the official narrative reliant on people who may have a reason to shape it. A black hole of transparency. Equally disturbing is a lack of basic procedural information. The RCMP hasn't confirmed whether cadaver dogs were used in early searches. No word on forensic analysis of the trailer. No mention of water or soil testing near the site. Did investigators rope off the trailer as a crime scene? Did they check cell tower data or run vehicle forensics? We simply don't know. And that silence creates space for suspicion and mistrust to flourish. Why this case still matters. What makes the Sullivan case different is how deeply flawed every step has been. From timelines and protocols to communication with the public. These are not minor oversights. They are signs of a system that may have failed two vulnerable children when they needed it most. And the longer those failures go unaddressed, the less likely we are to bring Lilly and Jack home. The lack of clarity, urgency, and transparency threatens to let this case slip through the cracks. So please, keep them in your thoughts. Keep asking questions. And keep demanding answers. Because the truth is still out there. And until it's found, the questions will only get louder.